have obviously done something to my knee. It's not actually the joint, but the tendons above the knee. So it was probably something I did working yesterday. I didn't even notice it at the time. But if you guys noticed when I said touch the earth earlier, I never touched the earth because I went down part way and realized I couldn't go any farther, or shouldn't go any farther. So I'm going to somewhat limit my movement here, just to give this a couple of days to work itself out. I hope. So I thought what we should do this weekend is just focus on what we have done in the past few weeks and continue to work on reviewing the third section, starting from lean with back and going through. Last weekend we didn't get a chance, but going through, right? Middle winding. Does that seem reasonable?
Um, sure. I mean, if we can review the repulse the monkey, because
Yeah.
I've been working on it, but I just don't have it.
You know, there's something that I should have done with Adam when he was here to demonstrate what repulse the monkey actually, or not the repulse the monkey, but the stirring the pot, what it actually is. Maybe I can get Annie in here to help me, although she hates doing that. But maybe I can show you what it is, and it's something that normally you would just do on one side, but you know, Tai Chi masters can do it on both sides at the same time. Yes, but we'll focus on all that. So we'll just go through the whole thing today and tomorrow, um, and we can even go over it again next weekend. I think next weekend. And then I think we need to switch into the fourth section and try and get the fourth section done in October. In my opinion, the fourth section is almost the easiest section of the form. No, I'm serious. It's. I know, of course, it's difficult in a certain way, but it's just easier. They're easier moves. Anyway, I want to get this done by November if possible, and then spend November and December watching you guys do this.
I'm the only one.
Well, then watching you do this, and well, conceivably Jill could be doing it too. Um, and then I can do corrections. Corrections are really important. This is just a normal part of the process. Once you sort of have something down, then you do it and the master corrects you. So you would do a whole section and I would pick one, maybe one thing. Because if you pick too many things, it just you can't think about it, right? All right, let's start since we had a vote here for repulse the monkey. Let's do repulse the monkey, right? And let me adjust the camera just a little bit. So first thing, right? Without anything in the upper body, just remember the footwork is like this, and it's actually a little bit more of a slide. Boom. And then it's repulse the monkey, repulse the monkey, repulse the monkey, and there's a relaxation at the end of every repulse the monkey. So it's repulse the monkey, relax. Repulse the monkey, relax. Repulse the monkey, relax. And if you relax into the center of the body, it starts to make stirring the pot anyway, even if you're not thinking about it. All right, so repulse the monkey, stir the pot, relax, 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 repulse the monkey. We're just going to do it 3 times, but that was 5 times. Let me see if I can get Annie in here and I can demonstrate what stir the pot is about. So Annie's going to come in and I'm going to demonstrate what stir the pot is about. This was one of Master Zhang's favorite moves because he would have you in agonizing pain down on the ground instantly, right? I can't do that to Miss Annie.
I don't understand. Doesn't hurt me at all.
That's what he would say. It's not hurting me. Suppose a classic move in all Chinese martial arts is to grab the fingers. The fingers are very vulnerable, right? And you can also control the hand and then the wrist and elbow and shoulder, right? So suppose Annie had my hand and she starts to twist it, right? Now, let's come up closer to the camera here. Let me put my danchan. Let me put my danchan on. I'm thinking about just having this tattooed. It's done with this. All right. She starts to twist. Can you see?
Mm.
That's stirring the pot. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Annie.
You're welcome, honey.
So, I mean, in real life, you might do that. You might do that on one side. Somebody grabs your hand, starts to twist it, and you reverse it. It's called a reversal. So you get out of the joint lock. It's actually a joint lock. It's a joint lock on the one finger on the thumb, right? You get out of the joint lock and you reverse it. Now you've got the other guy in a joint lock, all right? He's got your fingers, you've got his thumb. So, doing the stirring the pot is a visual image that seems to help people get what you should be doing. But in fact, what you're doing is escaping. When you practice it, you're not really focusing on, right? You're not focusing on the joint lock. What you're focusing on is the internal work. Because without the internal work, this won't work. Particularly if it's a big, strong guy. All right, you gotta use your body, right, to make this work. Now, like I said, normally there would be one person, but since all Tai Chi players are actually superheroes, you've got one on each side. All right. When you're stirring the pot, you're doing a joint lock on one person here and one person over here. Now, again, you have to remember what I said last week. The sequence of applications in the form is not supposed to be a realistic sequence for a sparring. These are each of the applications is like a bead that you're stringing on a thread. And you're just picking pretty beads that go well together and it all works out. That doesn't mean in real life you would do repulse the monkey and then you do the joint lock. But it happens to work really, really well in the form. It's very natural because, right, when you relax, your body starts the first half of that just naturally. And remember what I said, to me, the best way to visualize this is that your energy is moving through your Danshan and your Daimai in two cells, right? The energy is literally going like this. In the center, through the body and out the back, around the sides, and then back in the center, all the way through the body, out the back, and around again, right? So it's the energy is literally going like this, exactly like your hands are. So what you're practicing is that internal pattern to power your hands. All right? It's a very simple pattern. Okay, so as with every move, of course, the trick is to combine both. There's two applications in this move, right? And you string them together like beads on a little necklace, right? There's one. There's two. There's three. There's four. There's five. There's six. There's seven. There's eight. And there's nine. Boom. If we only do this 3 times, it won't be 9. So let's just do it 3 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. Catherine, does that help? Does this clarify it a little bit?
Yes, it does help. It's just not, I don't know why, but this is not an easy move for me, but it does help. Thank you.
Well, one of the difficulties that we're running up against and that you're running up against is this stuff is very hard to learn through video. Because even though mentally we supply 3-dimensionality, the truth is you're looking at a 2-dimensional picture. Mm-hmm. And we're also, if we were together in a class, I would do that application to you very gently, like with Annie. I would do it and do it and do it, and then I would have you do it to me until you get a sense of it. When you get that felt sense of what you're doing, then you take it into the form, then you'll start to get it. And we miss that. It's a problem. I'm not sure what the solution to it is. Um, even if you somehow could arrange a class where everybody watching is always in pairs, right? So you have to have a partner. If you're going to be in this class, you must bring a partner. So your own partner or a friend or something like that, right? But even then, neither one of you know what you're doing. So I can show you, right? But it's not the same as being there live, person to person. Watch my wrists. Now I'm going to exaggerate this. I don't do my own practice this way. I'm going to exaggerate this just to point something out to you. There is a move in the silk reeling sequences. This is exactly the move that's in there. We don't really do this move very much in silk reeling. Maybe we should. All right. These moves, these simple moves, are really important for a number of reasons. But imagine somebody has grabbed hold of my arm here, right? How do I get out of that? Watch this. Or you could go the other way. In other words, you don't really fight the guy who's grabbing you. You sort of slide around him. Master Zhang used to say, one of my favorite sayings of his, inside, you big snake. You big snake. Watch my body. Don't watch my hand. It's the body that's doing it. The hand's just expressing it. If I just did this without my body, that would accomplish absolutely nothing. The guy you would be going like this, and he would just be standing there looking at you. All right? You have to use your body. The first thing you're going to do, the guy's got hold of you, the first thing you're going to do is this. Do you notice how almost passive my hand is? What does this do? Kevin, what does this do? He's got hold of me. I go like this.
You're putting your chi in the back.
My chi is going into my back. What's he going to do?
Follow you.
Well, he's probably not going to have any choice. He's going to have to follow me. Why is he not going to have any choice? I weigh 260 pounds. All right? If I go like this, he's going to have to come with me. Even if he doesn't move his body, he's going to end up moving his arm. So that's the first part of it. 1, 2. What's this part? There's 2 parts. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Yin, yang. Yin, yang. Right? Bring him in, escape. And that's what you're doing. But you don't usually, when you practice, you don't usually do this. You could. There's times when practice like that is good, but it's usually very gentle. You hardly see it.
So up to you, how high did Master John come up to you? And how tall was Greg?
Was who? Greg?
Greg?
Well, he was a little taller than me.
So so one of the last times Master John came to the studio, the end of the party, he was sitting down, and
Yeah.
and he had Greg hold his wrist just like that, and Master John did that move, and Greg went to the ground,
Yeah.
and so he's not doing anything but moving his dantian from a
It's
seated
not-
position.
It's not done with your arm muscles. It's done with your body. When you learn something new like this and you're practicing it, you're not going to be very good at it at first. Nobody is. You just have to keep practicing it. Catherine, I know what you're doing. You're being very internal. You're watching this inside, and that's okay. That's good. However, when you do repulse the monkey is a strike. So I'm not criticizing what you just did. I'm just saying, in addition to that, think of this as a strike. It's like this. Boom. Boom. Right? Open palm right into the guy's nose. Boom. That's how you're repulsing the monkey. Now, it doesn't have to be that way. It can just be a shove into the chest, right? But yeah, we do it very gently. But what you're doing with that move is learning how to bring energy from your back foot to your front palm. Watch. From here to here. All right. So this leg is going to go back. And when the left leg goes back, the right arm goes out. Now, so where the energy's coming from is really the leading foot. It spirals up this leg, right? And then this motion accelerates it. the energy's coming from this leg. This leg going back accelerates it. Remember in the move right before this, old man strokes his beard. Watch. It's actually the same move as Repulse the Monkey. It's just with both hands. So try it. Standing with the feet side by side, push, 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 push. If you're going to push here, something has to go backward. What goes backward is your daimai goes back into your Mingman. Goes into your lower back. Now, you don't necessarily have to lose any height when you do this. You don't have to drop like that. You can do it just like that if you know how to do it. It's a little more powerful if you drop just a little bit at your knees. But you see what I mean? You're controlling your inner negong, your inner stuff. Repulse the Monkey is just on one side. Oh, by the way, I haven't said anything about this. You can actually do Repulse the Monkey forward. Watch. All right? It doesn't have to be backward. Repulse the Monkey is just this basic idea of, can you see my whole body spiraling? Spiral, 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 spiral. In fact, we do that exercise. All right? This is Repulse the Monkey. We'll just go to the shoulders, just go straight ahead. All right? Here we go to the side. They're all the same thing. Okay, what energy or energies is this? Peng Lu Jian Sai Lea Zhou Kao.
Sort of Peng and G, but mostly G.
Peng Lu An Ji Sai
Ji.
Lea Zhou Kao.
G.
Yes, there's a lot of G in there. There's a lot of G. All right? Condensing, boom, to strike out. However, there are, as almost always, there are other energies mixed in there, and it's important to identify them for yourself because that's a way of checking yourself and going, am I doing everything I'm supposed to do? So one of the energies that's in there is Peng energy. Peng, expansion. Expand, 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 right? The other one that's more important, I think is more important, is Lu energy. Lu energy is spinning on your own axis. Spin, 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 spin. Yeah, good. Yes. Do it slow. Okay, Catherine, what you're doing right now is really good practice. You do it slow and you pay attention. What is going on? Catherine, do you know the English expression in the groove? In the groove.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the groove, that's what you're looking for in Tai Chi. You're looking for the groove. What I mean by that is by paying attention, all right, and looking for the groove so that you fall into the groove, what you're doing is getting rid of all the things in the way of the most efficient movement. Yeah, Kevin.
So a while back, you were talking about the horse stance
Yeah.
and the catenary arch, etc. And you made, sorry about my voice, you made a comment about not using the yin channels, but using the yang channels when you're in the horse stance.
Yeah, it's not that you don't use them, but
No,
in
I understand,
general,
but
yeah, right.
I was using mostly the yin channels to hold me up,
Yeah.
which limited my rotation by at least 50%.
Yes.
And when I've started to try to go outwards,
Uh-huh.
the spin, it,
Yes.
the weight and the range of motion is just remarkable.
Yeah.
And it's much easier to do.
It's much easier to do. It's much stronger, and it takes less energy, so you don't get as tired.
Yeah.
You
But I'm
get
trying to figure, it's like I didn't know this. Is it like it's what, 16 years? I couldn't do it. I might have known it, but I couldn't do it.
so, Catherine. I think what Kevin is trying to point out is
Takes time.
is that the process of learning, and I absolutely agree with this. I learn things all the time, guys. I'm serious. Every day I learn something, and sometimes they're just little teeny things, but sometimes, as Kevin just described, it's a big thing. And suddenly, when you go from sort of having the wrong idea about something to having the right idea, it's revolutionary. It's like, oh, it opens up an aspect of your own body that you simply were not seeing before. There's only one way to get that, right?
Practice.
Practice. You have to watch yourself inside. Watch yourself. And Annie has, Annie's an artist. So she does lots of printmaking and watercolors and stuff like that. And she always likes to experiment. And she said her mantra is, what if I do this? What if I do this? What if I do this? And she does it, and 9 times out of 10 it's a disaster. It's useless. But 1 time out of 10 it's brilliant. And that's how you grow as an artist, is not to be afraid to fail 9 times in order to get that one that really works.
Yeah, but Tai Chi is different. It's more a craft than an art, and you don't learn the same way. I mean, I'm a bookbinder, so it's a craft, and
I
you
totally
need
agree.
to master the technique before experimenting anything.
But the process of learning the technique is also, it's true that you have this tradition, and you're trying to learn a particular form in a particular style, yes, that's sort of a given. But in order to do that, you have to learn about yourself. You have to learn about your body mechanics. You have to learn about your energy dynamics. You have to learn about your mental xinyi, right? And you have to develop your internal neigong. All those things require experimentation. And it's not experimenting with the form, although there's a place for that too. It's experimenting with yourself. Now, the example that Kevin just gave came out of a comment that I made a few months ago, I think. And that's one way to do it. The learning process in Tai Chi takes a long time. It just does. Grandmaster Feng used to say, if you want to get Tai Chi, if you truly want to get this, you need two things: patience with yourself and with your teacher, and persistence. Because without those two things, you're not going to get it. All right? So you have to understand that you're going to spend 10 years trying to get this. Because there's not, like I mentioned, was a couple of months ago, Kevin, that I said something that you just picked up on. So I remember saying it a few months ago. How many times before then had I said it? Maybe none.
I don't think you did, but because I didn't remember you saying it. I was always just trying to figure out how to use the legs, and I was wondering why I couldn't get any forward punch, elbow back, that snap.
Yeah.
Because there's just a tiny little thing.
Yeah.
But then when you open, and then when my hips and back are starting to open up, you can do that with no effort.
Exactly. Now, if you had asked me, maybe I would have thought to tell you those things. But how can I say? When you're in a math class in college, you're in a math class, it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're going to learn this, and then 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 you're going to learn this. But you don't do that in Tai Chi. It's so big, and it involves so much stuff that to try and turn it into an engineering class or a math class kills it. So instead, what you have to realize as a student is this is going to take you a long time to absorb all that. And what a teacher has to understand is, I'll tell you what it is from a teacher's point of view, and I know this was true for Master Zhang and Master Feng. Most of your students are only going to get a little tiny bit of this. That's it. And that's okay. They're getting what it is they want and what they can do. Some students are going to want more. Those students will work harder and come to more classes and do this consistently, practice consistently for 10 years. And those are the students who will actually learn this. But the truth is, they're only about 1 out of 100. Seriously. Now, I think that's also true in most other crafts. Say woodworking. There's lots and lots of woodworkers out there, but very few of them are really good craftspeople. A lot of them are okay craftspeople. They're okay. But a really good craftsperson is frankly, a rare thing. And when you watch them, it's like magic. It's like, how are they doing that? They're doing the same thing that I do, but when I do, everything gets fucked up. When they do it, it's effortless and perfect. It's the same thing. When Master Zhang would demonstrate something for you, he would always say the same thing. He would look at you and he would say, Catherine, look in my eyes. If I don't show you, you won't see it. If I don't slow down and exaggerate this, you won't see it. Because internally, it's all internal. That's the same move right there. Boom. All right, any questions?
Oh, no question. But thank you for redoing it for me, and I'm gonna work tomorrow during the day,
Just
during your night and my day.
just work on it and remember that yes, this is one move, repulse the monkey. But if you really conquer this move, you are learning principles that will apply to all the other moves too. Master Zhang used to say, if you can truly get the first move in the form, you will learn all of Tai Chi. Of course, nobody ever does. You don't. Nobody does. It takes years to truly get that first move. And it's true, it's equally true with Repulse the Monkey. If you can absorb this and move ahead with this, it will help everything that you're doing. And I was watching you do your practice there. You're doing better. All right, guys, have yourselves a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Ciao.